Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black, White, and Red All Over. I'm Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics.
Ryan Seymore, king of Comic Town.
Yes! And this is the last week of 2020.
Yeah.
I guess it kind of felt that way books-wise.
Yeah. There were approximately 37 titles that shipped this week.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's not small.
Right.
But it's not nearly as much as has been coming out the last couple of weeks.
The previous 4 Wednesdays of this month, though, have been awesome.
Crazy. This
one's just a little bit thin.
Yeah. Just by comparison, thin. But still some meaty goodness, some good stuff to read. So let's jump into that, all right? So in the honorable mention side, we've got one that's the same?
Yes.
Okay. That works for me.
Or maybe 2.
No, maybe we got 2. Oh, you got a variant cover on that one, right?
Yep.
Okay, so we got 2 this time. Awesome. Yep. All right, so I went a little extra. I do that sometimes. I apologize. So I will talk about X-Men number 16. I know, right? It's
all in the branding.
I didn't even mean that. Dang it. Good job. Way to be on it. Okay, so this one is Hickman and Phil Noto, and it's kind of setting up the stage for where the X-Men are post the swords whole thing. It's interesting. I feel... Okay, here's my thing. I'm going to be honest about this. I'm going to say this, and I mean it. I think Hickman's X-Men run is an absolute waste because this should be a creator-owned series. He is rewriting things so thoroughly. Marvel is not going to hold this for any long span of time. Like this, it's hopefully going to be something that's notarized by the fans, but that is not going to stay canon for long.
That's what I felt like with Image, where he was doing Decorum. I wondered if that was the stuff that Marvel was saying no to. Because it kind of, like, it fits.
Right. Like, it's in there. And Jonathan Hickman is an awesome writer. He gets deep into it. It's kind of mucky. If you don't follow along well, you get lost. But some of this stuff is so insanely cool that you wish that it's going to stay. But I have no confidence that once he's gone off this book, it's going to be some of the first things retconned away. So... that kind of sucks, but it's so very interesting to see how he's creating this unified system of mutants on Earth. Like, it's so tricky. Yeah, I love it. I kind of love it. I'm not gonna lie, but I just wish that it was his, so he would have it forever. Okay.
Alrighty. Ghost Rider: Return of Vengeance. All right. So this is one that's pretty steeped in Ghost Rider lore.
Oh, nice.
So it's a little bit. If you're not a follower of Ghost Rider, you're going to have to do some Google searches for stuff. But if you are a fan of Ghost Rider and the Midnight Suns, this is awesome sauce.
Nice.
Vengeance is trapped in hell. It's him breaking out. It's got like all the cool, over-the-top supernatural stuff. It's awesome. And the art is gorgeous. If you're a Ghost Rider fan, pick it up.
I like it. Vengeance was my favorite of the Ghost Rider entities.
It's really cool. Yeah. And it was one of the ones that, from that time period that was like out of the extreme 90s and what they look like. It was more than just a superficial character. It was different than the other Ghost Riders.
Yes, indeed.
It wasn't Blaze, wasn't Catch. Very cool.
Yeah, Vengeance was dope. All right, so another one that I read, Justice League, Endless Winter, number 2. I didn't read not nary another part of Endless Winter. But here's the thing. I was flipping through this, and Howard Porter did some of the artwork, and I'm like, I'm there. Like, that's just going to happen because I am such a Howard Porter homer. It's not funny. I love his art. I have since JLA. Like, I love it. What's interesting is the dynamic of some of the characters. So this one is written by Andy Lanning and Ron Mars. So
there you go.
2 names that are, like, legends, period. Like, legends. But it also seems like they're setting something up, like a futuristic sort of context for some of the characters. And it's kind of weird. Like, there's some heavy interaction between Superman and Black Adam. Yeah. And they seem to be hinting at some stuff. But I want to see them dudes go at it. Like, I feel like they're 2 that absolutely would throw down. And
it'd be a good fight.
It would. Because, like, okay, so... I love Captain Marvel, Shazam for the new kids. And I've always said that he can beat Superman because his powers are based in magic. So Superman is vulnerable to all of his stuff. Yeah. Black Adam is willing to kill, though. Yeah. Like, that's the thing. Like, all the vulnerabilities that Shazam represents, but Adam is like, no, I'll kill you.
Yeah, it's kind of the opposite.
Like, I will absolutely murder you. And whatever. So it seems like that was something that they are tiptoeing towards. Like Black Adam's about to do some stuff, and I can't wait. It's kind of exciting. All right, so where do you want to go next?
Ooh.
Yeah.
How about we go Vault Comics?
Okay, let's talk about it. I Walk with Monsters number 2. This was okay.
Vault is doing an amazing job of horror right now. Supernatural stories,
so good,
just killing it with it.
Yeah.
This is from their Nightfall studio, which is their Vertigo-ish sort of.
Good call.
If you
Good call. Yep, I would put that.
Say it.
Run those together. All right, so we've got Sally Cantorino, Paul Cornell as the writer. Here's the thing. Okay, so I didn't read the first issue, so I'm coming into this blind, but immediately I'm feeling the emotional weight of JC. Like it's heavy. There seems to be, and maybe you can instruct me on this one. There seems to be a drift through time in this story. Okay, I did pick that. Yeah. Awesome.
And this, because it takes a look at her when she was a child, and those flashbacks. That's a childhood that just no, you don't want that.
Not at all.
And it's got almost like a Donnie Darko sort of thing for some of these kind of flashbacks or shifts in between perceptions. In this puppy, there's a puppy in it that's.
I love this puppy.
Yeah, it's you'll see it when you read it.
Yeah,
it's definitely cool. If you're a fan of Donnie Darko and that sort of not quite like I don't know, linear sort of perception of reality, this is totally for you. I'm digging it.
Yeah, I definitely like it's not a jump scare book. It's more of a supernatural thriller.
Yeah.
Which is my immediate vibe from it, and I really, really dig it because it's focusing on characterization, which I think really helps tell stories. So, considering I didn't read the first issue, and I'm like enjoying this one, great job.
You're curious about JC,
like
everything, and that's issue 2. You didn't read issue 1,
yeah.
So when you hook somebody like that,
you've done your job. You've done it very well. Okay, Avengers number 40. Jason Aaron. Garon.
I was curious how he was going to attack this.
Oh my god!
My god! And he even references it when Phoenix Force last came to Earth.
Right.
And then we had, I think Matt Fraction was the writer for the Phoenix 5. How is this going to be any different?
Right.
And it is radically different, and the stakes are high.
Yes, they are. Okay, so this is not X-Men versus Avengers versus X-Men, however you want to word it. This is... this might sound like a spoiler. I don't know if I should say it. I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Imagine if Secret Wars was sponsored by the Phoenix Force. Is that a good...
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's 100%.
Yes. Boom.
And what I'm curious about is having the Phoenix Force,
right?
You have an unbelievable amount of power. And we know that it's a consuming force. We know that it's led to billions and billions of deaths, worlds being destroyed. Do you want the bearer of that to have like a good soul? Or do you want someone who's strong enough to control it?
That's the question, right? Like, that's definitely the question. Of the bunch that we see hinted at here, there's only one that I think is absolutely worthy.
There's one I know could control it. There's a few that I don't want anywhere near it.
Not at all. Wait, which one do you think can control it? Okay, I'll give you that. The one that I think should have it?
Yeah, I can
right?
do that.
Like, I think it's appropriate. I also think that, oddly enough, the amount of power wouldn't change them.
Yeah.
Wouldn't change them at all. It would be better off. Who's one person that you don't want to have it?
Because I
can see that.
The demeanor doesn't work.
I'm gonna say this guy.
Right?
No, that's all kinds of bad. I don't want no parts of that.
because it's not. What's interesting is, like you said, it's like a secret world.
Mm-hmm.
It's not who is the best possible person. We don't know what happens when you are not judged worthy of it. We'll say that.
Right.
So we don't know what the outcome of that's going to be. It's really cool because this is another story there's two timelines taking place at the same time, and man, I don't know. That was such an interesting. Man, Namor. There's something wrong with Namor.
I mean, come on, man. Namor is. It's not his fault. Like, he's like the ultimate side piece, and at some point you got to be tired of that, man. You got to be tired of it. Like, let's be honest. Like,
Richard.
Right. That's all I'm saying. Like, how many times has Sue called him and he's like, "What's up?" And she's like, "No, I just want to cuddle." And he's like, "What? Are you kidding me?
Give me the Phoenix Force.
Like, give it to me right now. I'll drown Wakanda." Like, that's what it is.
I want to boil some water.
That's what it is, okay? That's, for all the, ocean, he just wants a little wop. All right, so what happened? What happened? Did I say that
Phoenix.
out loud? No, Wakanda Atlantis Phoenix. That's what that is.
That
boom, boom. That's the Marvel version of WAP.
Sorry, Cardi.
I know.
Because you're watching this, of course.
You should be. All right, so we both read this one.
Yeah, we did.
This book is not like in stores right now. This one was a Kickstarter from Immortal Studios. If you guys have been following me on my other exploits with Wizard, you know that we are working with these guys, and I had to give them some more love because dang, this book is dope. Okay, So this title's called The Adept. They had a Kickstarter this past summer, blew the doors off their goal, like 350% of their goal.
Oh, nice.
Dope, right? Sent over a copy. I read it, and I was like, Ryan needs to experience this. Talk to me.
Yeah.
Did you like this?
Yeah. Okay. So it's a kung fu story.
Yes.
A girl or a woman, because there's flashbacks to her childhood, and her sister. They go to this concert, and all hell breaks loose. And it's the story of a kung fu pupil.
Right.
The way that she's trained.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Because like the entire time you're like, is it? And then when you find out that it's real, which you'll get to.
You read it, you'll know.
It's awesome. And like finding out that they had brought in actual like Shaolin trained people to choreograph the fights.
So awesome.
So it's got this level of realism.
It's amazing. So the genre here is called wuxia, which is like Chinese martial arts fantasy.
Okay.
And doesn't really have like a showcase here, but there's elements of it. So like if you guys have seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, if you like The Matrix, it has elements of wuxia in it.
Yeah.
And they're building their entire like story verse off of wuxia stories.
Nice.
So like you're talking fans of the genre steeped in cultural history, but updating it for futuristic cool.
Yeah.
This is I can't wait for this to come out. I'm not even going to show y'all what it is, but I cannot wait for this.
Yeah.
But they're a new publisher to watch, and we've been seeing like newer publishers are kind of killing it these days. So Immortal Studios is definitely somebody that you guys need to check out. I highly recommend them. No joke.
Yeah, definitely. I would say like if you're reading Firepower,
yes,
and you're liking it,
yes,
pick it up. If you're was it Fujitsu, the AfterShock book?
Yep.
And you like that? Pick this up.
Boom. That didn't even go that far. So, if you're like literally, if you're loving Firepower, this might be the next thing for you.
Yeah.
Because
it's so. I know. The way the training happened, I still keep going back to that.
So cool. Yeah. And I can't even say it. That's a spoiler. But check it out. It's awesome. Yes. Okay. So what else do you want to talk about?
Let's do this
Okay. Wolverine number 8, legacy count 350. I'm going to tell you right now, I've been watching or looking at this cover since they did a promo for it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I am going to read the crap out of this book because this cover alone is all of the 1990s joy that I had reading comics, like just coming into the game. I mean, Adam Kubert, you do no wrong, man. Like,
you got Logan.
Right?
You got Maverick.
Yep.
You've got the classic claws and gun. This was a really, really fun Wolverine book.
Oh my god.
It's actually 3 different stories.
Yes.
And I think Percy wrote.
He wrote all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wrote all of them. He did one story with Adam. Or wait, let's make sure I say this right. 2 stories with Adam. I think that's technically right. And then one with Victor Bogdanovic. Victor's work definitely reminds me of Greg Capullo.
Yeah.
It's got that like weight to it. It's got good energy. Super dope. But Adam might be like one of my favorite Wolverine artists of all time. Like, literally drew some of my favorite books.
Yeah, absolutely iconic for that character.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's got classic villains.
Yes.
Omega Red's in it.
Yes.
Which, if you were reading X-Men or Wolverine in the 90s, you're automatically like,
Yep.
It's got Patch.
Come on. Say less. Why is this book still here? Why?
Like, it actually, a copy just sold on my phone. Yeah, no, it's...
I believe it.
So good.
There's no other way to describe it, man.
It's pure Wolverine fun.
Yes.
You want to see fights with people with, like, sword hands? You're here.
Yep.
That's that.
Yep.
Special Ops, Black Ops.
Come on.
Ninja-like stuff.
Come on.
It's here.
I love it.
Like I said, Patch. It's here.
Yeah. And if you are a comic creator, I do implore you to look at the page designs that Adam's doing. It's like sculpture, where like what he's doing is he's blocking out an entire space and then carving out pieces within that space.
Yeah.
And daring you to read it out of turn. Like he's daring you to try to not follow along like he wants you to. And you won't, because he is a master storyteller.
Yep.
I mean, the Kubert line really...
Yeah.
They are... Is there another family that has as many practitioners in the business? I don't think so.
Yeah. Not that I can think of.
Like...
Got the Ramirez.
There's only 2.
Yeah.
Like...
Kubert, you have 3?
4. 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you had Dad.
Mm-hmm.
You had Andy, you had Adam. And now you have Emma.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah,
like,
4. Nobody else.
That's dope. That was a fun read.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one a lot. Speaking of fun reads that you enjoy a lot, people.
Kaiju score.
Number 2. Aftershock.
James Patrick, Rembrew. Oh my gosh. It's such a novel idea. Okay. All right, this one, as we know, had already been optioned.
Yes.
Before issue number 1 even shipped.
Deservedly.
The concept is so simple. They live in a world where kaiju attacks happen, and it's to the point they're like they watch warning system, kind of like with weather that we have now. What if everybody bails,
right?
And there's nothing left in the city except for a kaiju that may or may not be going sick house.
All kinds of stuff is open.
Yeah, nobody's guarding the banks. Nobody's guarding the museum for the most part. I mean, there might be a few people,
but only a few.
It's all up for grabs.
Yeah.
Ocean's 11 that stuff.
Come on.
And they do.
Yes.
It is a kaiju story.
Oh my god.
There are giant monsters, but at the heart of it, it's a crime story.
Yes.
And
a kooky one.
Yeah.
A kooky one. Oh my god. This literally genre-wise, this is if Godzilla, Kaiju Monsters, and Ocean's 11 had an ugly baby. Because this cannot go well. Like, there is no parts of this.
100 Bullet style.
It's so good, though. You're right. 100 Bullets.
It's gonna...
Yeah.
So we find out, oh my gosh, maybe more Reservoir Dogs?
There's a bit of that. I give you... Yeah.
I don't see the one...
The reason for that happening, definitely Reservoir Dog-ish.
Yeah.
The big reveal in this one...
Right?
The way that it's revealed...
Right?
I mean...
like, what do you do? Like, at that point, what? There's nothing.
There's nothing. You're caught. You're caught.
Yeah.
Okay? You are 100% caught. So, just own up, and this is what we're doing. The calamity, though, of this one is so beautiful because I was literally sitting there thinking, like, okay, how does this go in what I presume is the inevitable, like, space?
Yeah.
How do we get there? Because I'm not seeing it. When we get to that point, it is so beautiful because you're like, no one could have thought of that.
Yeah.
Nobody. It's the thing that you're forest for the trees. Like, you're so close. You want it so badly that you almost ignore what you recognize.
Yeah.
Because he recognized it.
Yeah.
But didn't recognize enough. Oh, such a good read. James Patrick, like, literally one of my new faves. This is an amazing book. Yet again, man, it's cracking me up how these mid-tier publishing imprints, and I say mid-tier only in terms of the market share that they control, are telling better stories.
Yeah.
Like, they're coming out the gate with, like, do you want good stories? Here you go. We're telling it.
Think of, like you were saying with X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
The bigger companies with the established iconic characters and stories cannot change.
Right.
So what Hickman's doing is awesome, but we know 6 months after he's gone,
it's going to change. It's going to go back.
This is James Patrick's story. God. That's what he's telling, and he can do whatever he wants.
Yep.
And it beginning, middle, and end, go. And that's where all the publishers that don't have the same market share that a Marvel or a DC have are absolutely destroying it because they're able to let creators breathe and do whatever creators do best. And that's I'm loving that.
That's so perfect. Who wins that one? We do. Because as fans, we get good content consistently throughout the year. Like, we're not even talking about, like, just every once in a while. Like, they are killing the game every time they put a book on the stands because they recognize, like, look, we're fighting tooth and nail for our little piece of the crumb of the pie. So we're gonna make you want to read us. And
they do
every time.
Successfully.
Every time. It's so good. Oh my God. If you guys enjoyed the content that we gave you guys today, please like this episode because we need that kind of validation. It makes us feel good on the inside. Yes. And if you want this regularly, if you want to get this goodness regularly,
subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified when we post on Wednesdays.
That's right. It's just that easy. Yep. We get dropped in your DMs, all sexy like.
Yeah. If you have any questions or comments, drop them in the section below. Follow Vic and I on Twitter and Instagram because we're on there.
Yep.
If you have any suggestions or any questions or any comments, hit us up on any of those social medias.
Anytime. I'm like, I rarely sleep. I just kind of live in the chats. Talk to me.
It's kind of creepy.
It's so cold here. So cold. Warm me with your words.